I'm on my way to get our next special guest. He has one of the most important jobs here in Toowoomba. He was born and raised in Toowoomba, and his first job was actually operating the water slide at Millen Bay. What people might not know about him is he is the pikelet champion at the Oki Show. He is a beekeeper, and father was Queensland's first State of Origin coach in 1980. Let's get to know Mayor Geoff McDonald. Let's go for a good chat, Geoff.
Good, mate. Yeah, no, looking forward to it. Thanks, Brendan. Good to see you. Beautiful. Righto.
I appreciate you doing this.
It's okay, mate. No trouble at all.
You're on my
Heat list?
refine list, like, oh, if I get this, I've made it.
Turn it up.
So you grew up in Toowoomba, didn't you, Geoff? Like, this is always...
This is home.
Have you ever lived elsewhere?
No, never lived elsewhere. Travelled overseas for a little while, but didn't live there.
So we're driving around East Toowoomba at the moment, about to go past Toowoomba Grammar. So these landmarks, you've obviously, growing up here, these are significant for you and your family as well, because...
Yeah, well, my father and his family grew up just down on the corner there, which we just drove past on the left-hand side driving up, corner of Harry's, Mary and Queen. So, you know, that was always my and my brother's walk from school at the grammar school down to Grandma's of an afternoon to help in the winter to chop the wood and get the fireplace ready and eat some of her fantastic rice pudding. Goodness gracious me. But yeah, so our family's been here for all of that time. We're fifth generation and they made this their home very, very quickly. And Dad was always about the best team winning,
Yes.
and a good game. You know, not decided by something that shouldn't have decided.
Controversial.
Yeah, no, it's interesting, you know, and Dad's one of those that even when he coached Queensland in the State of Origin, obviously you're always coached to win and get the best for your players and what have you, but win, lose or draw, if that happened, he was quite content and would work then towards, if they lost the game, how it improve. And I guess that's the sort of thing that I look at just in my daily life, is that if you do your absolute best and those around you do the same, what the outcome will be, will be. Yes.
Growing up, what did you want to be? I'm sure it wasn't mayor.
Wouldn't have been in my top 50, to be honest. Wouldn't have been in my top 50. It was never on the radar. Actually, my first paying job was operating the water slide at Millen Bay. There was an outdoor water slide. And it was fantastic. I absolutely loved it.
The original Wet and Wild.
Wet and Wild, yeah.
Now I'm going to stop up the road here because I need a coffee. So I'm going to take you to what I think's a secret coffee spot of Toowoomba, in East Toowoomba. It's actually in Spa. Have you had a coffee in Spa?
No, I haven't, but I venture there regularly to get some groceries. So it's not
unfamiliar.
Not unfamiliar to me. It's fantastic.
It's absolutely beautiful.
It's actually a good little shopping precinct, to be honest.
No, look,
It's got all you need there.
it's personally, it's where my second mortgage is.
Good. No, well, I'll have my drink of choice beverage, which is a lemongrass and ginger tea, if they have it, with a dash of honey.
Done.
Very fancy.
Like, Jim was one of the first people there at Miller's that we met coming up here, and it honestly, it was like you had a friend straight away.
Yeah.
And it just made us young parents moving here, knowing no one, and that's what we go. That's Toowoomba.
It is Toowoomba, you're right. It's nice to walk down the street and someone's got a smile on their face.
Yeah.
And I think when people feel comfortable, they thrive.
Yeah. First home you bought, was it 20?
First home, we were, Lisa and I were married. So when we got we got married 31 years ago, and built our first home in Muller Street in Carney Springs, and across the road was the Willow Springs Adventure Park, which has been up for conversation around water parks, as we get every time there's 3 days over 34 degrees here.
Yep. going to say you're a bit of an advocate for these water parks by the sound of it. It's following you.
Yeah, and that's what encourages me to, wake up every morning to say, right, well, what does this place look like in 10, 50 years' time?
And I suppose that's from a business point of view, because that's where I think you're in such a fortunate position as with the family business in town, but also as the mayor. But for small business, sometimes we're just looking at the next few weeks, the next few months, or ideally the next few years.
Yeah.
From council, how far, what are you looking at, decades ahead?
Yeah, so we've, particularly around infrastructure,
Yep.
water infrastructure is massive. We've got a 2070 vision, so, that's 45 years, well in advance
Yes.
of where we are. This century could be pushing close to 1 million people.
Yep.
Picture what this region looks like in 100 years' time. You got this balance of planning for the future, but working on the present. That gives you a taste of some of the hurdles that we have.
I think that provides a reality to that juggling act. Now we're going to jump back now to a little bit of real estate.
Good.
Because
There's one of your signs.
there is one
You've
of
got an
them.
open house
That's
down there
all right.
coming up this
Don't worry,
weekend.
I paid my council fees there. We're up to date.
Very good. Very good.
Got to make sure they're up to
I have to
date.
say the branding is good. It's you can see it, you can identify what it is and understand it. When it first popped up, I thought, hang on a minute, what's this?
What is this?
Good.
So real estate lessons. So you've bought and sold a couple of times. What's something you wish you learned sooner?
The thing I wish we learned sooner was to not stress about the colours, the selection of tiles or carpets, and spending an inordinate amount of time, the
Which
size
white?
of tile and what have you.
Yep.
Sweating over the small stuff that I think, in hindsight, it's easy enough to say now, but
I know, but that's
like at that stage, what colour green do you put in the bathroom?
Have you ever made a bad real estate decision?
I think with property and what have you, there's always a risk that you don't get it right.
Yep.
But I think, seeking perfection shouldn't limit you from taking a chance.
Yes.
I think best advice there is to just do everything you can to limit the risk of potentially a decision that's not as good as what you thought.
And the beauty today is it's all done. You can do so much research now in the palm of your hand. Buyers actually sometimes know more than us as agents, because they're not only researching it online, but they're out there looking at absolutely everything.
That doesn't surprise me at all. I get that when I go to schools, don't worry, I talk at schools, and the kids in grade 4 are telling me things, and I'm thinking, goodness gracious me, these kids are smart.
Now, a couple of fun questions. I'd love you to, in 3 words, describe your dream home.
Dream home, I'd say welcoming, homely, and comfortable.
I think that's a great answer.
Welcoming, homely, and comfortable.
What's an item every home needs?
Patience. Every household needs patience, because every individual, that's the beauty of the human race. Everyone's a unique individual, and sometimes they go at different paces. Sometimes they wish they'd go faster than others, but I think patience is a virtue, and patience is something that frustrates people, but patience in a household is so important, and respect. But I think every household should have patience.
What's a typical Saturday morning for Mayor Geoff McDonald?
Saturdays are probably my favourite days, because they start with a park run. And park run is just a phenomenal free activity that happens every morning. We have 6 park runs now across the region. Any given weekend we have between 1,100 and 1,500 people to participate in park run, timed. So that kicks off Saturday in such a brilliant fashion, and then often there'll be a group of us who'll catch up for brekkie.
Hang on. So come on, what's your times? That's the big
look,
thing.
No, I'm nowhere near my PB. My PB's about 21:20, but I'm running between 23 and 25 at the moment. So
Still moving.
Oh, look, it's comfortable, but I'm not. To be perfectly honest, I'm not out there to do PBs every week at all. I'm out there because I love being with like-minded people who enjoy, getting out, in our parklands, the greatest enjoyment I get is to see people who are still doing this after 10 years or 11 years at Queen's Park, who potentially would never have got up Saturday morning and walked or jogged or run, who are still doing it.
Yeah.
You know, and some have cracked 500 park runs. You go out there, you know, I'm seen at my worst, huffing and puffing up, going up a hill, and then afterwards you can have a chat, and that's often when I get some really good intel of what's happening around the region.
Finger on the pulse.
You know, people come up and chat to me and ask me questions, and I ask questions, and, you know, I go away every Saturday after park run a better person because I've learned something new. It's phenomenal to see all these activities that take place that bring people to our region that many people wouldn't even know they happen. Mountain biking's a little bit like that.
Yep.
Because it's on the edge of the escarpment, people aren't driving through town with bikes on the back of their cars necessarily. Some do, but they're in that area and they go to coffee shops and what have you. But down at Jubilee Park, any given day even,
absolutely,
but on weekends, there's hundreds of people come here to experience that. So it's one of those hidden economic drivers.
Well, this could then lead on to my next question is, what do you think is Toowoomba's best kept secret? And I think mountain biking is absolutely one of them.
Yeah, look, I think it is. I think the other thing, Brendan, is the 4 seasons.
Yes.
We have distinct 4 seasons, and this is where, from a visitor economy perspective, this is where we as a council are starting to really lean into. So making sure that we've got events, and events are the things that drive people to our region.
Yep.
Events are also a thing that not only brings people here, but brings them back. So they might come for an event, first time, and they go, wow.
I'll move here.
Yeah, I'll come, or I'll invest here.
Yep.
You know, and they all of a sudden you see them looking at real estate windows or visiting it, you know, going to open houses and what have you from elsewhere, and they think, oh, wow. So, you know, we all have an obligation as locals to keep that welcoming mantra, you know, welcome people, and that's a sort of ambassadorial thing that our locals do and do it well.
That's how Kate and I ended up here. A weekend away turned into, that's a great place, we should invest there, we should move.
Yeah, and what a great place to raise a family. You know, the art scene going up through Crow's Nest with the in-studio art trail, and now the art trail in Toowoomba. Our art sector is growing at a rapid rate, and I've got to tell you, it's drawing people into our region.
A bit more of a couple of personal questions. As a mayor, like, how do you balance work and personal life? Like, is there a day off?
Yeah, there's not. Anyone in public office signs up, well, they should sign up knowing that is the case. Yep. Saturday mornings we spoke about parkrun, that's pretty well a given for me. But I think my advice to anyone in this position is that if you find a day where there is some time available, block it out in your calendar. And importantly for me, it's an early rise, it's exercise in the morning, a consistent routine, so I know that I'm ready to go.
That's cool.
You know, and then your mindset's free. It's right to handle whatever comes your way. And
you're in control.
And often, what's coming your way, it's like the TV show Thank God You're Here. If I was to relate, for those watching and listening, if I was to relate my job into what it would be like for them to think about, it's Thank God You're Here. And that would happen, you know, today I've got back-to-back meetings, 10 o'clock on the hour until my last meeting, which is 5 p.m. this afternoon. So there will be no break. Yep. But I know the person I'm meeting with, I know the subject, yep. But rarely will I know what their motivation is to meet with me. Connecting with people is the biggest part of this job. Understanding who you're talking to and giving them the chance to explain their reasons for meeting with me. So the most important person in that meeting is the person that meets me.
That's a really good takeaway for people. Now I've got a new segment to this.
Oh, good. What's this one?
So this is called Rapid Fire Questions.
Okay.
So 10 questions. All right, you ready?
Go for it.
All right. First thing you do when you wake up in the morning.
Stretch.
Coffee choice.
I'm decaf, so I stick with lemongrass and ginger tea with a dash of honey.
First car.
Toyota Corolla.
Faithful. Biggest fear?
I'm not a big fan of heights. I try and overcome it as best I can, but I think the fear of losing a loved one is my greatest fear.
Yeah, that's true. Ever had a nickname?
I've had plenty actually. Some I won't share, but Macca is one that has resonated through the years.
Last concert you attended?
Keith Urban.
There we go.
It's a while ago, but yeah, Keith Urban.
Do you have a Netflix account or do you use someone else's?
Look, I'm pretty boring, unfortunately, because my time's either spent watching documentaries or the news with TV, unfortunately. And the greatest relief Lisa and I get is watching shows like travel guides, because it's things that you might never go to see, but you get to see it. So that's that sort of show is a good one.
Beef or chicken?
Good call. Combination, I think. It's like a surf and turf. I like both beef and chicken.
Celebrity crush?
I really admire Sandra Bullock as an actress.
Yeah.
I don't know whether that's a crush or not, but yeah, look, I'm not sure that I have a crush on anyone, to be honest. Andrew Hoy I caught up with a little while ago, talking about the equestrian here for the potential of the Olympics, Paralympics, and Andrew Hoy's one of those guys who's resonated me over the years, as being a great Australian. Did a great job, but yeah, I don't know that I've got a crush on someone really.
What's your bedtime?
Varies, but I try to get to bed by 10:30 at the very latest.
Excellent. And have you ever faked a sick day?
No, I've never faked a sick day. I don't know. I guess I'm a bit of a sucker for discipline. I'm strong on discipline. I do believe that if you've got to be true to yourself first and foremost, and if you do your best every day, there's nothing more you can ask of yourself, and nor should anyone else ask.
That's brilliant. Now, Geoff, I really appreciate, you're on my top list of people I'd hope to get one day, so to join us so soon for a good chat. The final question we ask all of our guests is, what is success for you?
Success for me, from a personal basis, is to see our region thrive. A thriving Toowoomba region, built on rich traditions, thriving with bold ambitions, making sure that those who want to achieve great things can do it right in their own backyard. That's success.
That's fantastic. Well, I really appreciate you joining us.
Pleasure.
And I think you're doing a tremendous job, and look forward to continue to catch up.
Good on you. No, very happy to. And look, we live in a beautiful place. There's no doubt about it. And every day I'm grateful for the position I'm in, and just hope that doing my best is making a contribution to the future of our region.
Fabulous, Geoff. Thank you very much.
Brilliant. Happy to be here.